Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, fired up episode on a thirsty Thursday after, is it afternoon? Thirsty Thursday afternoon. Who knows what day or time it is? I got these sunglasses on because this blaze is just too much. I'm just kidding. Let's not leave those on.
Back on, they're hilarious.
Should I leave them back on?
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to take me seriously about this serious topic.
All right.
I got to look these beautiful people in the eye. So, listen, we're fired up on a Thursday. It's a beautiful day in Jersey. It's got to be at least 60 degrees, 65 degrees. I'm seeing someone right now walking in their coat, bundled up with a knit hat on, like it's 25 degrees. Anyway, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here with you. So many things going on in the industry. Newsflash for those of you not on the East Coast, not in Jersey. The governor of New Jersey has just made an announcement that restaurants will have indoor dining at 50% as of March 19th.
Woo.
John, Alexander, I see you guys. I see you. Thank you for being here. So that's great news. I think we're moving in the right direction finally. And, as we get these restaurants pumping again, and listen, I know I talk to a lot of different people. People are itching to get out and be around other people. That's what humans want to do. We want to be around other humans. We want to interact. And I can't wait. We have a conference coming in June over at RIFMA. That's going to be the first one back from this pandemic after 2 weeks to flatten the curve, right? So we'll be back in Charlotte. I'm looking forward to that and seeing people, Facebook user. That could be Taz.
I love this random god that's just putting the fire together for you.
Hey, listen, we gotta get those embers going or something. So good news, and that means business is going to start coming back. Business is going to start booming again, and we have to be ready. We have to be ready in all of our markets. Grateful that we've ramped up over the last 12 months, honestly, here and putting some different things in place and getting ready for it. So excited. What am I fired up about today? So I'm fired up, and I've talked about these things over and over again. There's just new situations that arise, so it's important to keep talking about these things, in my eyes. Installations and site surveys. We're gonna go back to this, but there's certain instances that have occurred this week that I want to talk about. Hopefully the right people will be here and we'll get a hold of this information. So we get an email and say, I need help with an installation. And they send some pictures of the site. You get pictures and you get some basic information. We're swapping out these double stack convection ovens and we're putting in these double stack convection ovens. Hey Rich, can you receive the equipment? Yes, we can. Can you deliver it? Yes, we can. Can you uninstall and haul away the old stuff? Yes, we can. We could do everything here, okay? A to Z. So outside of that now, we don't have measurements of what these doors are. So obviously the person that was asking for this request was at site, or at least somebody was at site, whether we had pictures of outside, and we didn't get pictures of the back door. So we don't know. We don't have dimensions of anything. We don't have dimensions of the units coming out. We don't have dimensions of the doors. Of course, I have dimensions of the new units because we have the spec sheets, but that doesn't matter if we don't know about the doorways that are there. So close-up pictures of the shoes are the best. Yeah, yeah. And so with this, I'm saying to myself, and on top of that, we don't know what the electrical is. We know that the gas is there. The gas is there. The gas hookup's there because there's ovens there. But we don't know what the voltage of the units that are there going in. We know the voltage of the units going in. So what happens when I get there and it's locked and loaded for 208, but you got 120 volt, whatever it might be, 120 volt units. Don't we need to know these things? We cannot assume and guess. Otherwise, now my text time is going to be unaccounted for. And they're going to say, well, I'm not going to pay you for your guys. But why wouldn't you? So, you kick it back and you say, hey, $150 for a site survey for an expert service technician to go and give you his expert professional diagnosis on this situation. And then there's no guesswork. We know materials we're going to need. We know the manpower we're going to need. If something needs to be done before we get there, we can say, hey, here's what the electric is. Here's what it needs to be. Oh, look at the gas. I mean, I can't tell you. We've gone on installations where the gas manifold for the old unit is in the back and everything. But then we get there and these new units, the gas manifold's in the front. That changes everything. So there's too many variables to guess. And it mind boggles me that dealers are out here thinking everything is just easy. I want all the dealers to log on to youtube.com/MalachiTV and start watching some of my videos. Start watching some of the videos that my technicians are doing on a daily basis. I put one out yesterday talking about I'm fired up about all this stuff, by the way, Lisa.
I know.
Talking about what a sheet from a manufacturer says it takes an hour and a half to do this, 2 hours for this. I have a video on my LinkedIn from last night. I think that might have been the last post. So you can go check that out. Through our video technology, we are putting this on every invoice. And basically you see that the technician gets to site. Don't you realize that there's things that happen before the repair happens? You don't want to pay for any of that. Well, you got to pay for that. I'm sorry, you got to pay for that. We have to go in and we have to see the customer. We have to let them know we're here. We have to get our tools out. We have to get everything set up. And then in this video, you would see, yeah, that's the one. Yep. So you would see that he had to pull out units to get behind it. This isn't a working kitchen. There's things going on. That probably took him 30 minutes just to get going. Now he's got an hour. So do you think a technician is going to go start a stop clock and say, okay, I got 1 hour to do this and put this back. And if I don't do it, I stop and we leave. We don't do that. But it's almost like you're forcing a service company's hand to say, okay, if we only have 45 minutes to put in this temperature probe, meat probe, whatever it might be, and it took us 25 minutes just to get set up to do that, you're leaving him with 15 more minutes or 20 more minutes, whatever, to do the job. So maybe we're in the middle of it, but now that's it. It's over. We're no longer getting paid because that's what a piece of paper says. So now I say, okay, technician, stop, leave everything. Goodbye. Leave it down. Goodbye. See, we don't want that, but then on the other hand, you don't want to pay. So there's a lot of reasons to be fired up for all these things. And, I see it, and I'm not trying to bash the dealers or the dealer network. I work with a lot of great dealers, and it's not about that. It's just about, I see it. And if I'm talking honestly, dealers, if you want installations and you want things done right and you want quality, it comes at a price, number one. And number two, we need to get proper information. I can't just spitball off the top of my head. Oh, we don't know what the electric is. I just got another one today. Oh, we have a 1-inch gas line for this new unit going in, but we think there's 3/4 inch there, but we don't know. But just can you give us a quote? I mean, listen, that's just one little variable. I don't know what's going on. We're putting in this range oven, this big heavy monster unit, and you want me to just say $2,000? I have no idea. Now, what happens if we have to, modify lines, gas lines? What happens if there's electric issues? What happens if we can't even get the unit in because it was spec'd wrong from the dealer or whoever spec'd it? $150 flat fee plus tax. $150 plus tax, okay? For an expert to come in and tell you what's needed. Does that sound like a lot to you?
Huh?
I mean, it mind blows me that $150. And listen, I'm not making money on that. I'm just trying not to lose money. It costs me probably $70 to send an expert just to get to site. All the other factors that's taken. When you look at the other factors too, what I'm taking away. I'm taking him away from a job that he could be going and doing $1,500 job, a $3,000 job, but we're going to do a site survey. There's other losses that come incurred behind it that you don't realize. So fired up about these things. Who's here with me? Who is here with me today? Who is fired up with me today? Let me see what's going on. I know we had Alexander here. Word up. I see. I feel like that's Taz. Listen, we need to slow down and we need to understand that the information that we are gathering is going to help you and the customer and everybody in the long run. That's what this is about. It's about doing the right thing the first time. Are we going to be perfect? No, we're not looking to be perfect. I say this all the time. the bottom line is we need to provide excellence, though. We need to give our best. And when you pay for it, you're going to get it because I'm going to stand behind it. It's bottom line. If we miss something or we don't, whatever it might be, I stand behind it. I gave you the site survey. My tech gave you the expert opinion. I looked at the videos and the pictures and the measurements and everything that needed to be done. We got our heads together. We put a quote together. We sent it off. I own that quote. If we were wrong, shame on me. We have to be better. Now, listen, that's not to say that we put on our quotes. There could be unforeseen issues that arise. You start pulling things out. I mean, I've seen it. You know, we did something in a prison, a dishwasher job that we were involved in a correctional facility, and everything seemed good. We got there. We started pulling the old unit out. When we pulled the old unit out,
escape the hole to escape?
There was an escape hole. Alcatraz. No. No, there was all the piping underneath, and the floor was rotted. They had to bring plumbers in to change this piping and to fix these floors before we could bring the new dishwasher in. Now that stopped everything in its tracks. It slowed us all down. There are unforeseen issues that can arise. We are not. We don't have crystal balls, so we can't always see everything. But most of the time, you know, especially when you're dealing with ovens and steamers and stuff like that, this was a big monster conveyor dishwasher that we picked up off a floor that was probably sitting on that floor for friggin' 15 years, 10 years. I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, there's different variables, but, and again, there are unforeseen issues that arise, but we have to deal with those as they happen. We can't deal with them. You know, we don't know what we don't know sometimes going into these things. Paul Perez.
Yes, Paul Perez. Dealers need to get more information from the customer or do a physical or virtual site visit when it comes to install. Yeah,
you're right, my friend. You are right. This on-the-fly stuff is for the birds. Hey, Rich, got a steamer here, man. What's the install? And then when they don't want to pay for a site survey, and I say installation for the steamer, no, say $3,000. Oh, are you crazy? No, I'm just covering myself. I'm not going to charge you $3,000 if we're there for 4 hours or something. But I don't know what's going to happen. You don't want to pay $150 plus tax for me to go see $3,000 bill. And if we're there for 4 hours, 2 guys each, all right, maybe you get $1,000 bill, whatever it might be. But we have to account for our time. We have to account for our time. That's what I sell. I don't know how many times I got to say it or how many times service companies have to feel the pressure. We sell time. That's it. Every now and then, we get to sell parts. Parts is another big part of our business. We sell parts, we sell time. And when it comes time to sell a part, we want to sell the part. That's a whole other ballgame, selling parts. I'm not going to get into that right now because that's going to really fire me up. But what else? Anyone else saying something?
Well, that was Taz, by the way.
That's definitely Taz, yeah.
He said StreamYard does not recognize Taz comments.
Yep. And he said he just had this conversation internally on this subject yesterday. Yeah. I mean, how can we make this right? How can we make the whole industry understand and know? Well, I'm not going to stop doing these videos. That's number one. I'd love to get some more service companies on here with me, more facilities managers on here with me to start pushing this out into the mainstream because more people need to see this and understand. You think everything is so cut and dry and easy. You think these technicians got it cushy. You think it's 1, 2, 3, go change a probe, 1, 2, 3, go install an oven. No, it's no big deal. I get these calls all the time. Richard I can't tell you how many times. If I brought my service manager, Geraldine, down here, she'd be laughing with me because we laugh at it. Hey, Jared, Rich. Hey, yeah, I got this steamer I need to get installed. No big deal. It's just an easy swap out. Let me tell you about easy swap outs. Those are going to be your famous last words. Every now and then, it goes smooth. I'm not going to say it doesn't always. No, it's not always bad. It's not always tough and rough. But when we don't go and see everything with our eyes and document things, let me tell you something. By the way, technicians are not happy when you just throw them into an install without a site survey being performed. Because over the years, I've learned and I've done it. I've done site surveys without going. I've done installs without the site surveys. And the guy's like, Rich, they call me. The hell did you get me involved in here, man? No one came here to look at this? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Nobody
I mean,
likes getting caught off guard.
right.
Nobody.
No, and that's really, and that's exactly it. We don't, these technicians don't want to be caught off guard. That's a great way. That's another great way to look at this. You can't just throw these guys into the fire and expect miracles to happen sometimes. Oh, why didn't you come? Why don't you have this on your truck? Because we're not driving around with a tractor trailer full of different size pipe and copper. We have stuff on the vans, but it doesn't always equate to what we need in the field. So now we got to stop, and now we got to go to Home Depot. Maybe there's other, or the local supply house, wherever it might be, wherever that might be.
I'm just going to throw these comments up.
Throw them up. Let's do it.
In this era of consolidation, it would seem the solution is the combining of dealers and service companies into the same entity.
Yeah. There is definitely, we were talking about this yesterday, the consolidation. I was talking with the repair boys there, talking about consolidation in the industry with all these service companies being bought out and all that stuff. There's a monster shift happening. The way it always was. I don't live in that world. I'm not gonna tiptoe around things anymore. Everything's changed. Parts distribution has changed. The way we do business has just changed. And some people, some businesses, some manufacturers, whoever, maybe they don't want to accept it. Maybe they think this is the way it's always been, and this is the way it's always going to be. Well, you're going to be very wrong. I'm evolving in this building. We're evolving in our company. And the employees here are screaming for it. They want it. They want change. They don't want the same old, same old. Who does? We don't put our feet on the floor for what we did 10 years ago. We've all changed. And technology is here. The internet has changed the game for equipment sales. I know that. I talk to people all the time with all these low-ball prices online. I mean, it's just different. And that's another thing. That's another topic I'll be fired up about for end users buying stuff online. They don't know what they're buying. Can't tell you how many times, Lisa, that I've gone into a customer that bought something online and it's not what they wanted. We get in there, we're trying to, no, it's not going to, it doesn't, this the BTU and this, that. Well, we're just here doing what you wanted us to install. It's never going to get this hot. It's never going to get this. It's never going to do this for you. It's never going to do that. Well, we bought it online. Buyer beware. Should have went to a local spot, talked it out, talked about your menu, talked about what you wanted to do. I'm not bashing online equipment sales, or I'm not bashing any online sales for anything. I mean, we all buy online.
Would you buy a home appliance online? Like, would you buy
I don't.
A home, your residence, like any appliance online? No. That doesn't make sense.
We just need a new washer dryer.
Yeah.
We went and looked.
Yeah.
We went and scoped it out. I mean, I didn't want to buy that online. I wanted to go see it and touch it and, I don't know. That's not something I want to buy online. It's a risk. I want to go. I ended up talking to the guy about it, very knowledgeable, and he kind of pushed me in a different direction of what we actually thought, and it worked out great.
Good. So I'm just going to
great washers and dryers.
Your 20-minute job is one broken bolt from being a 3-day escalation.
Your 20-minute job is one broken bolt from being a 3-day. Yes. Yeah.
And then Charlie says the initial purchase is just the tip of the iceberg with what you pay for equipment.
Right. And we talked about this on some of these lives about total cost analysis on what you're purchasing. And I just talked about this with someone else earlier this week, talking about possibly talking to his sales team and why they need to be paying attention to the Food Equipment Service Leader Summit, and why sales and marketing, or really just sales, we're talking about sales directors need to be paying attention to what's going on in Fed Nation and to what's the conversations that are happening and that are going to happen at the summit as well. Because he's like, how do I let them know that this is important for them? The bottom line is your sales teams, whether it's from the dealer sales teams or the rep sales teams or manufacturer sales teams, there needs to be a better conversation with the end user on the equipment they're purchasing. Oh yeah, it comes with a 2-year warranty. Parts and labor covered. You got it. You good. So now this person automatically thinks no matter what happens, it's covered. And it's just not the truth. I sit here with thousands and thousands of dollars of rejected warranties year in and year out. And when we go back to the customer and they go, they told me it's covered. They told me I have a warranty. They told me, I know what they told you, but I have a rejection letter that you can see from said manufacturer that says this is not covered under warranty. And it could be, listen, we've talked about this before too. There's a lot of different variables. Sometimes people spray equipment down at the end of the night. Electrical components. And then it's water damage. And then they say, well, it's under warranty. Well, you can't beat the hell out of it and expect, I mean, you can't drive your Mercedes-Benz into the lake, pull it out, and then think they're going to cover you under warranty. You know, I mean, you got to think about this. Calibration issues, some manufacturers might cover a first calibration issue. Most times calibration is not covered. Gas pressure issues are not covered. This all goes back to installation, which they'll say improper install, bill the customer. Do you know what happens when you tell a customer that and you go bill a customer? They just bought let's just say a $30,000 oven. You're saying it's an installation issue. I didn't do the install. It wasn't me. They had, their guy do it. So now they're saying, you're giving me a bill for this? Well, first of all, they're going to hate me first. Now I'm never going to get to hear from them again. And then they're going to look at the manufacturer and say, oh, I'm never dealing with this again. I'm not buying that either. Happens every day. Penny wise, dollar foolish. If you're going to put warranties in place, fine. If there's going to be guidelines and limitations, fine. There has to be. I get that. But the customer doesn't know. There's no education. It's all about the bells and the whistles and the demos and the food and this, that, and that's great. But now you got to sit down and tell them, listen, by the way, we did all this. Now let's talk about some of the meat and potatoes of getting this. Because you want to buy it? Great. Here's what's going to happen. Let's get an expert in the kitchen. Let's find out, is the electrical right? Is the plumbing right? Is the gas lines, the water lines? What needs to be changed? What needs to be upgraded? And then from there, giving these customers total cost analysis for the install and the purchase. Then let them know, listen, you got to maintain this thing. You cannot ride it. You don't drive your car for 50,000 miles and don't change the oil and rotate your tires and change in the fluids, and you got to change brake pads and rotors, and you got to maintain it. You know how much money we spend on maintenance on vans here? What do we got, Lisa?
Taz, we replaced 400 preserva slicers last year because they washed them in the 3-compartment sink, not warranty covered.
Well, really? That's not covered under warranty? Why not? You can do whatever you want. Warranty covers everything. Do whatever you want. It's under warranty. I love that. I get the phone call. Yeah, Richard, can you go check this out? Yeah, it's under warranty. You're covered. Oh, yeah? Okay. No problem. That's why I have a warranty disclaimer form. I don't go to your site unless you fill out my warranty disclaimer form with a credit card, because I need to cover myself. And not just myself, but the people that choose to come into Malachi Parts and Service every day, bear the logo, and work their ass off for this company. I got to make sure I'm doing the right thing. So we're getting paid so they can get paid, so they can pay their mortgage, so they can feed their family, so they can take vacations, so they can buy new cars, so they can send their kids to college. This is when you boil it all down, that's what I'm fired up about. I got people counting on me to do the right thing. So yeah, we're going to talk about this, and then we're going to talk about it tomorrow, and we're going to talk about it the next day. And you're going to go, Rich, you keep talking about the same thing. Keep talking about it until it changes. That's it. I'm fired up, Lisa. I'm fired up. And I'm fired up for you. I'm fired up for the industry. We're finally talking about these things and not behind closed doors. Thank God for the internet. Thank God for LinkedIn and YouTube. We all have a voice now. And I'm bringing, and listen, Fed Nation, I'm bringing you with me. It's not me. This is us. Is there anything else?
It's just that to this point, I've been screaming to my internal sales team that a service discussion needs to be done by me before this contract is signed. I'm slowly trying to change the culture internally. And I think that's the point. I think that's where it starts. Yeah.
So changing the culture internally. Yeah. I mean, and it's, listen, you have an uphill battle. I have an uphill battle. That does not mean it can't be done. So we're all crazy. Be quiet. Don't talk about these things. Shh. Don't talk about this stuff. We don't listen. I'm not bringing up anything or talking about anything. I didn't create this. I didn't create all these issues. I didn't create the industry. I'm a 39-year-old dude that's been in a family business for the last 20 years of his life. and has seen a lot of the same stuff be talked about and nothing changed. But now we're in 2021, and that 99, 2000, 2005, none of that exists anymore. We need to start talking about it. And it's like, hush, hush, don't talk about this. We all know the issues, but don't talk about them. Even from parts distribution, OEM versus non-OEM, all this stuff. Listen, I didn't create that subject. I didn't create OEM parts. I didn't create non-OEM parts. I'm not pushing either or. That's got nothing to do with me. I'm just talking about the topics and the issues and letting the market decide. The people are speaking. And so there's reason to be fired up. This is about positivity. My fired up stuff is not about downplaying anybody's position in the industry or making anybody feel bad or do it. This is about positive change, and that's why we're fired up. That's why we're doing this, because change has to happen in order for us all to continue to succeed. If we don't change things, if we don't put actionable items into play and start executing, forget it. What are we all doing it for? We want to bring new talent into the industry. We want to showcase what we're doing. But we want to do it. We want it to be reality. I don't want none of this perception stuff anymore. Perception, I'm done with perception. We're breaking down the walls. We're jumping into reality. And listen, I would love to have more service company guys and gals on here, more dealer guys and gals, reps. All of you. I want all of you. Let's get on a live. Let's see things from your perspective. Maybe you're going to open my eyes to things I didn't know about. Because you know what? I didn't grow up in a manufacturing company. I didn't grow up in a manufacturer. I grew up in a small family service business. I didn't grow up in a dealer family setting where we're selling equipment. I grew up in a service business. There are things that you know that you're doing daily that I might not. Let's keep the chatter going. I know we drew this out real long, so we're going to take this one down. Quentin, never stop. I will never stop, my friend. Yesterday is dead. We talk about today and 10 years down the road. That is it. We're talking about the future. I love you all. Have a beautiful Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow on a Fired Up Friday. Don't forget to text me. Join my community. Stay fired up. I will see you on the next video.